Newspaper Review, Wednesday, 17th of June 2015. Let's look at the headlines of today's newspapers. Very first, Daily News. Committee to coordinate MSNMR. No discussion about Prime Ministerial candidate. President says he will not allow any division in SLFP. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party appointed a committee yesterday to promote cooperation between President Maithripala Sirisena and former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The committee appointed by President Maithripala Sirisena is comprised of John Seneviratne, Tilan Pereira, T.B. Ekanayaka, Kumara Velgama, Anura Predersana Yapa and Susil Prema Jayanta. The committee will primarily do a coordinating job between President Sirisena and former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. Highly placed party sources told the Daily News yesterday. Next headline, Obama hereby year-end. Plantation Industries Minister Lakshman Kiriyella yesterday said that US President Barack Obama is to pay an official visit to Sri Lanka at the end of this year. He said the US President has promised to visit Sri Lanka at end of this year. Kiriyella added that many foreign leaders are prepared to visit Sri Lanka as they have confidence in the new government's commitment towards restoration of democracy and good governance in the country. US Secretary of State John Kerry and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi had already visited Sri Lanka, such visits coming after a lapse of many decades, he said. He said that the opposition has charged the government with damaging relations with many countries who have stood by Sri Lanka when it faced many difficulties and problems through its no-confidence motion. Next headline, no political interference in anti-corruption affairs. The Anti-Corruption Committee Secretariat in a statement yesterday assured that there has not been any kind of political interference in its affairs. The ACCS assures that there has been no interference from politicians regarding the function of this office. The statement said the ACCS noted the above while mentioning that there are various baseless statements and media reports made by some individuals misleading the public on the function of the ACCS. Next headline, UN optimistic about accountability mechanism. Measures in place before September. The UN on Monday hoped that Sri Lanka will put in place mechanism for accountability and reconciliation ahead of its September session when the long-awaited report on alleged human rights violation in the country will be issued. Next headline, ensure national security through effective employment of air power. New Air Force Chief. All should work as on one team to ensure national security through effective employment of air power, said newly appointed Air Force Commander Air Marshal Gagan Bulat Sinhala on assuming duty at the Air Force headquarters last morning. He said he was proud and honored to be a 15th commander of the Air Force and also expressed his gratitude to President Maithripala Sirisena for having placed the trust and confidence to appoint him Air Force Commander. Next headline, NCM against Ravi to be taken up on the July 6th. The no-confidence motion against Finance Minister Ravi Karunanayake will be taken for debate in Parliament on July 6th, Deputy Speaker Chandima Weerakodi said yesterday. Next headline, movement to protect SLFP lashes out at MR, says former President wearing crown made of jack leaves. The certificate issued by the world appreciating the Colombo City Development Program is of great pride to Sri Lanka. Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa is using this certificate to wear a crown made of jack leaves and make the whole country laugh, states the Organization for the Protect of the SLFP in a statement issued yesterday. That's headline for Daily News newspaper. Next, move to Ceylon today. Government confirms Obama coming. Barack Obama is scheduled to pay a visit to Sri Lanka at the end of this year. Minister of Plantation Industries Lakshman Kiriyella stated at the press briefing yesterday. Following the visit of US Secretary of State John Kerry last month, the imminent visit of President Barack Obama is clear indication that the government relations are healthy. He added, the Sirisena government has incessantly stated that ties with the United States had been frail during the tenure of former government and that former government was only focused on maintaining diplomatic ties with countries which are known to be US antagonists such as China and Russia. The government also considers the visit of US President a remarkable feat as a US President has never visited Sri Lanka at all. Visits from high-ranking diplomats of the United States have also been very minimal in the history of Sri Lanka. Thus, Kerry tweeted on arrival to Sri Lanka, just landed in Sri Lanka, my first trip have and first official visit of a US state in 43 years. At a press briefing in Abe Rama Temple yesterday, headed by UPFA MPs Dallas Alagaperuma, Vasudeva Nanayakara, Dinesh Gunawardena and many others who identified themselves as a joint opposition, stated that the government has deviated from its non-aligned policy and is only keen on strengthening links with US and European impartialist, whilst compromising other international allies who have been Sri Lanka's friends in need. Meanwhile, Ceylon today contacted the US Embassy for confirmation of President Obama's speculated visit to Sri Lanka. They said they had no official knowledge of it. No, we are not aware of anything about it, the embassy said. Next headline, BBS slams Chandrika. The Badubala Sena has urged the public to speak out strongly against what is described as the political project at reconciliation in the country, referring to Chandaka Kumaratunga as a sister of the slain Liberation Tiger of Tamilam leader Velupillai Prabhakaran. General Secretary of the BBS, Venerable Galagodate Jnanasara Thera, said that a recent public statement regarding her ignorance about who Sri Lanka belonged to came as no surprise as the answer lay in her genealogy. The project pertaining to reconciliation led by her are frauded by foreigners, in particular in United States of America, he observed. During the war, Kumaratunga attempted to sabotage the military recruitment process through projects like Sudunelum and Tavalama. She has no roots. She and a cult are insulting the war heroes. Since she does not understand the South, she only sees the North and the Tamils and the Muslims. Next headline, Was and 4 others given bail. A special 3-member bench of Colombo High Court yesterday ordered former Deputy Inspector General of Police Was Gunawardana, originally remanded for 2 years and charges of killing business tycoon from Bambalapitia, Mohammad Shyam, and 4 others to be released on bail. Although released on bail, the 5 were kept in remand as they were also featured as accused in another case concerning the possession of firearm. The 3-judge bench comprising High Court Judge Justice Lalit Jayasuriya, Judges Sarojini Veerawardana and Amendra Senivaratna was chaired by Justice Lalit Jayasuriya. That's headlines of today's newspapers. We'll meet tomorrow with more headlines. Until then, log on with Athavan News.